Hi, this is Paul Palmer. This morning, I've attended the GMP Symposium from the MHRA, and I found it really interesting how much effort they've actually put into accommodating the pharmaceutical industry throughout the pandemic. They introduced the flexibilities almost straight away and had them all implemented within a month to ensure that we, as manufacturers and distributors, can continue to supply without being hindered by the red tape that we sometimes feel we're faced with. Now, it may be that you don't think that's a big thing, but to me, it really is. It really shows that as an agency, they are really heavily focused on patient safety. They want to make sure that we as an industry provide the products that will allow the NHS to treat patients. Now, to some that might seem as that it's a given, but to others, when they're complaining about the agency not allowing them to do things, it's maybe something that they don't consider. Maybe you don't consider it. The agency are there to help us. The MHRA have done so much in recent months. And today even, they've approved the Pfizer vaccine. So we'll be the first country with treatment, with vaccination on a large scale for COVID-19, coronavirus. Now, I know the EMA are negative about it, but maybe that's just because they're not so good at reviewing data. But the MHRA were one of the resources that the EMA used to use quite significantly. So I suppose they've now lost that resource, that level of support, and the scientists that go with it. Now, I've left as a background the WHO symptoms for the coronavirus because it's affected all of us. But it does seem that it's coming to an end. So maybe it's time we start focusing back on training our teams. Maybe it's time we started focus on the quality management system. Where is it within the systems that we've been struggling during the pandemic? What can we do going forward to ensure that our business continuity is improved by what we've learned during the pandemic? So many of us are working from home, but do we really need to change back? The MHRA today talked about not reverting the flexibilities, about maintaining them, about how we may still be able to continue to use the flexibilities that they've introduced as a result of the pandemic. They talked significantly about the findings that they've been doing while they've been doing their office-based inspections and highlighted that the actual profile of the observations that they've been finding is really similar to what they do on site. Of course, there's some things that they have to do on site. So things like an aseptic manufacturing site supplying new product has to be delayed. But they managed to actually approve the terminal sterilization, which for the same site is quite an achievement when they've done it on a risk basis and remotely actually reviewed everything that they needed to be able to approve that site. Of course, it will be at the top of the list when the lockdown is, I'm not going to say lifted, but when they actually recommence on-site inspections, because they don't actually see that restarting just yet. At least not for overseas anyway. Maybe the vaccinations being made available in the UK will mean that they actually do start coming back to see us, that they help us in developing our systems, our processes. Okay, maybe that help is in the form of attending site, inspecting, but it's also working with us sometimes. So I do appreciate the work that the MHRA do, and I will continue to attend Symposium every year. And sometime in the future, I do hope that I'll have the opportunity to work more closely with them. Now, one area that they did emphasize was training. And because of that, I'm myself looking at opportunities for delivering more training to the industry. And part of that is these I'm not going to call them webinars because they're just videos, but the videos that I'm recording are there to help. So I hope you enjoy them. And if there's something that you'd like me to share or talk about, let me know and I'll put it onto the schedule. Okay, that's it for today. It's Paul Palmer. Talk to you soon.